one thing that's a constant every week on tour, if you're teeing off early and it's based on scoring, this is unusual this week because they're repairing after every round. But normally they repair for 2 days and they repair for the Saturday. Even though we're on Saturday, it's only the second round of the tournament. You're going off early, you better be making some birdies because you've got ground to make up because the leaders go off last.
Yeah, a ton of ground to make up, even though, look, Roy did yesterday, McIlroy, with that 64 and really a brilliant finish coming in, all those birdies he made to make up ground on the back nine. And he quite honestly said, no cut this week, top 30 players. You have 72 holes, and he was quite upfront this week about being 7 shots back to start the week. And with 72 holes, he said that's very doable, and he almost cut that deficit in half yesterday, Carney.
And Bryson DeChambeau, after a good approach here at the fourth, 13 feet, it's a little downhill, and like Bryson normally does, leaves the flagstick in. This will start to turn right just as the putt slows down. Bryson trying to get back to 2 under as that ball is away down the slope. Plenty of pace, but it turns too far to the right. So he'll have a little work coming back. Bryson looking a little frustrated early on. He's had some chances, just hasn't had anything roll in. He'll have that par putt to stay at 1 under here at the fourth.
Yeah, it appears that he might have missed his lines on 2 of the putts we've seen early in the round, but both were missed on the high side. And he shows a little bit of frustration at times, but he'll figure it out.
If you're near a television, just underway. Second round coverage has begun from East Lake in Atlanta, so while you're listening to our broadcast today, you can watch it on Golf until 6 o'clock Eastern.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
Once again, it's a leaderboard full of players trusting Titleist, with 70% of the field relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. 2 tied for the lead to start Saturday's round 2, and they will be on the course just a little over an hour from now. Dustin Johnson, John Rahm paired again together for the second straight day. Tied for the lead to start Saturday. 13 under, 2-shot lead at the Tour Championship over former FedEx Cup champ Justin Thomas, who shot 66 to get within 2 of the lead at 11 under. Rory McIlroy, that brilliant 64 up to 4th by himself, now defending FedEx Cup champ 4 back at -9. Abraham Answer also shot an opening round 64. He's 7 under, 6 off the lead. And then about to get on the course the next half hour or so, Webb Simpson, who's at 6 under, Sung Jae Im, Brendan Todd, Xander Schauffele, all yet to start their second rounds. They're part of that group tied for 6th at -6. Mark Carnevale.
At the par 4 fourth, after coming up short with his pitch shot, Victor Hovland has an uphill 5-footer for his par as that putt is away up to the cup. And that one misses, so with a butt drop shot here at the fourth for Victor Hovland, he drops back to even par.
One of the hottest players on the tour since the restart won the first tournament back to Charles Schwab at Fort Worth. Daniel Berger, he'll start his second round at 5 under par. He goes off at 105, paired with another player to keep your eyes on, Tony Finau. Tony Finau is 4 under par, and he's making his 4th straight start. Still looking for his second win on tour. This would be a great place to do it. And our young PGA champion out in San Francisco, Colin Morikawa, he is even par through the first hole and 4 under par for the tournament, tied for 14th.
Korn Ferry Tours in Springfield, Illinois this week as the path of the PGA Tour visits Panther Creek Country Club, the 5th annual Lincoln Land Championship, presented by LRS. Things tightening up there on a Saturday. Charlie Saxon's lead down to 2. He's at 17 under par with Anders Albertson off to a 4 under start on the front 9. Now solo second, 15 under and 2 back. Bill?
The local IQ Series, an alternative for players impacted by this year's canceled seasons on the PGA Tour's 3 international tours, played just down the road in Alabama this week. It was the Invitational at Auburn University Club. That's about an hour and a half southwest of us in Atlanta. Cooper Musselman claimed the title Thursday with a par on the 4th hole of a sudden death playoff over fellow American Bryson Nimmer. Musselman also picked up 500 race to
as he walks off this green, and he's back to 1 under par.
Second hole, Colin Morikawa, 23-year-old from Cal, That PGA Championship, part of a great season, 2-win season for him. 23 feet for birdie at the par 3 second hole. Morikawa over it. This is going to be a putt starting out to the right, needs to break to the left. Good roll, but it never broke left. Good speed, good roll, just a tap in par for Morikawa. A couple of pars on the card, stays 4 under for the Tour Championship.
Yeah, he also plays golf. He swings with a nice rhythm, and he works his way around the golf course personality-wise, the way he walks, his gait, the look on his face of a man with an inner confidence. And when you hear him talk, it's not braggadocious at all, but it's definitely one of confidence, and it shows up in his golf game. You've got to believe it inside as a player. If you don't believe you can do it, it's almost impossible that you do, and he has that look of confidence.
Yeah, and Morikawa, I mean, you talk about the dramatic wins that, driving a par 4 on Sunday at the PGA Championship to kind of seal the deal there, and that win at the Workday Charity Open, that was kind of like last week when DJ sunk a putt and it looked like, he had all the momentum, and then Jon Rahm made one in the playoff. Remember that finish there where Justin Thomas had the tournament in hand late in the round, 3 up, 3 to play. Morikawa comes back, and then Thomas makes that long bomb. It looks like he's won the tournament. Then Morikawa drops one right on top of him and ends up winning it, snatching away what would have been a 4th win of the season for Justin Thomas.
Well, we talk about players who were hot since the restart. How do you not talk about Morikawa? He's the one that lost in the playoff to the first tournament back to Daniel Berger. Then he wins the Workday. Then he wins the PGA. I mean, you'd have to give him the nod of the best player by far since the restart.
A lot of players can stake claim to it. This week is likely going to decide it. 2 of those players are tied for the lead, Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm at 13 under par as we continue our PGA Tour radio coverage from East Lake Golf Club in the quest for the PGA Tour's ultimate prize, the FedEx Cup. It's round 2 of the Tour Championship. PGA Tour is looking for passionate golf fans who have ideas for its broadcast, social media platforms, digital properties, and other products that impact the golf experience. It's recruiting fans like you to test drive the latest products and innovations and share valuable insights on how it can enhance the game for all golf fans. Most activities now come with a chance to receive one of $300 digital gift cards. So if you would like to become a member, visit PGATourFanCouncil.com. That's PGATourFanCouncil.com. Second round coverage from East Lake Tour Championship down to Bill Rosinski.
And Tony Finau hit the fairway here at number 1, so this uphill second shot from 189 yards. Absolutely still out here right now. We had a little bit of a breeze coming out of the north earlier. Finau going after this back left hole location, but that's going to miss on the right side of the green, so that's okay, but he's outside 30 feet. That'll be for birdie for him. Tony Finau playing along with Daniel Berger. Berger missed the fairway left, and he just rolled off the back of the putting surface, but stayed in that second cut of collar, so he can probably chip it from there. The Berger starts the day after shooting 69 on Friday. He's 5 under, and Finau with an opening 68. He's -4.
Yeah, Tony Finau's had another solid year. Boy, 4th straight year to make it here. Lost in that playoff. Looked like he was going to win. Lost to Webb Simpson out at in Scottsdale at TPC at the Waste Management. So maybe this will be a week that he breaks through and get his second win on tour, because he certainly do.
Let's head over to Mark Carnevale.
And 29-foot birdie putt for Bryson DeChambeau here at the 5th. And that comes up a little short and to the right. Interesting. 355 off the tee, 98 yards, and he hit it to 29 feet. Mark McCumber. Now, I know you can't hit every shot good, but obviously, as Bryson has mentioned, the short game and the wedges are something he's going to need to work on.
Yeah, I would agree, Carney. The reason you're aggressive off the tee like that, hit it that far, is so you'll have just a little teeny wedge in there. You expect to hit it, inside of 10 feet. And I think he'll make the improvement. I have to wonder, though, Carney, that the fact that his wedges are the same length as his 6-iron, don't you think that maybe has a little bit of an effect, the longer shaft of not being quite as accurate with a wedge?
Well, I don't think there's any question. Matter of fact, Mark Dimmelman, who's working for PGA Tour Live out here, found this trip where he and I were talking about, and the fact that the handle is leading, particularly with a club that's long, and it just kind of goes left, so it's really hard to be consistent with the clubs that length. But now 23 feet for Victor Hovland, looking for a bounce-back birdie here at the 5th. He's left and short of this back center hole location, so this will have some movement to it as that ball is away, down a little valley, now up a ridge, working left to right, holds the finish, and it drops. A really good bounce back for Victor Hovland here at the 5th hole. He's back to 1 under par with a birdie here.
That was a great example of the perfect speed is the reason that ball went in. If that ball had the normal 2 feet by speed, which we consider perfect, it would have missed. It was right of the hole, but it got to the side of the hole, and as it stopped totally hole high, the weight of the ball hanging over the hole made it drop in. That's a good birdie there.
First hole now, back to Bill Rosinski.
Well, Daniel Berger now with the wedge out, just off the back of the green, right of the flag. Here comes the chip onto the putting surface, and that's going to come up short. He knew as soon as he hit it, it wasn't going to get there, and that's in the 3-foot range, so we'll see if he can knock that in. Berger starts today at 5 under, hoping to make par here at 1.
Yeah, and par would be a good score. Even though it's playing easier this year, it's still a very challenging hole, 471 yards, slightly uphill. And the hole location on one is on the very back, and it's only 4 steps. 4 paces, 12 feet from the left edge, so you got to be careful there.
So for today, now we've got players still on the front 9. The scoring yesterday was really good, more than a shot under par, 68.7. So a shot and a third under par. So far today, scores of the holes that have been played, the first 7, they are playing half a shot over par. Right now, 0.486 shots over, so a little rougher start. It's kind of confirmed by some early numbers that I sense, Mark, here in day 2.
Well, it's possible, but then again, as we both know, Earl, the guys who are going off the earliest today, those first groups that are giving us those numbers, are not playing quite as good, or they didn't yesterday, as the rest of the field, so maybe they're not quite in the same form. Another thing that could be affecting that, and we're talking slight fractions of numbers, is the fact that the green should be a little bit harder, because the rain early in the week, they were softer yesterday. They're still plenty soft and receptive from a shot hit out of the fairway, but they should get a little firmer, a little more bouncy as the week goes on and the day goes on.
Back to Bill Rosinski now.
Tony Finau, birdie try here at 1. It's a long one. It's 32 feet. Down a little slope and then up a hill, and that needs to keep going and runs out of gas. It might be 3.5, 4 feet, so he's going to put a coin on this. Tony starts this round at 4 under, hoping to stay there.
Yeah, Tony Finau, what a great player. I mean, it's just amazing to me that he's only won 1 time. I think once he, a lot of good players in the past have done the same thing. Nicky Price, I think of, who became a Hall of Famer. He won the World Series of Golf in the old days. It was called at Firestone, and didn't win for a while. Then once he started winning, wowee. Multiple majors, all kind of tournaments. I think that's the same type of thing that can easily happen for a Tony Finau.
Right back to you again, Bill.
Daniel Berger 6 feet away for par here at 1. Oh, and he missed it. Turn to the left. Well, you don't want to start your Saturday that way, so he loses a shot. Bogey at 1, back to 4 under.
Yeah, that's so disappointing to have that kind of a putt for par and give up a stroke. And he's in that position at 5 under par. He really can't afford to give up many strokes. He's going to need to play flawless golf if he has a chance to catch our leaders.
Yeah, and those leaders at 13 under, I mean, right now we've got the top 4, DJ and Rahm, 13 under, Justin Thomas 2 back. Rory McIlroy starts today 4 behind. Abraham Answer made up some ground, but he shot 64 in the opening round. If you look, and that's where I am right now, these guys, Webb Simpson, just about to get underway, 6 under in that group, and then 5 under par. There's a lot of ground to make up. DJ and Rahm with good starts had some separation, at least on day 1, Bill.
Tony Finau finishing up here, 3.5 footer for his par at the first, and that's right in the front door. All right, starts today 4 under. It will stay there, heading to the par 3 second.
Let's go to 6, Doug Bell.
Well, Scotty Scheffler pulled his drive left here at the par 5 sixth, and then hit a terrific recovery shot that rolled up close to the green and got hung up in the grass just above the bunker on the right side of the green. So now 39 feet away. This will be for eagle, trying to chip it in. Coming off bogey, back at number 5. Wedge behind the ball, feet close together. Little chop and pop stroke sends the ball onto the green, now down towards the hole with a chance to go in for eagle 3, and it's just a couple inches above the hole. Well done. It'll be a tap-in bounce back birdie for Scotty Scheffler, and he's going to be back to 2 under par.
Yeah, you know, Scotty Scheffler, that Doug Bell was describing the action out there, he did shoot to 59 this year. We know that's still a very rare thing to do, but you touched on it, Earl, just a moment ago. As you look at the leaderboard, you've got the 2 guys at 13, Johnson and Rahm. Justin Thomas is 2 back, and then Rory is 4 back. And then all of a sudden there's that big gap. Only 1 guy at 7, and then the next best is 6. I think it's today could make this even separate them more. If they have the same kind of rounds they had today, unless someone pulls a Scotty Scheffler and shoots 59 or 60, which is the course record, tournament record set by Zach Johnson, who's not here this year. Also, congratulations to Zach. He won the Payne Stewart Award, which was handed out on Tuesday night in downtown Atlanta. It's going to take something miraculous. So these 4 guys really control, I think, the destiny of this tournament.
Yeah, they do. It's not moving day Saturday. It's separation Saturday, potentially, for those players headed to a Monday finish. And you'd expect, to the 2 top players and coming into this week, and 2 of the top players in the game, DJ or Rahm, at least one of them plays well again today, Mark.
Yeah, I would expect that. It is a move. It's just a long-distance move, isn't it? It's a complete separation, maybe to a different area code or zip code. But still, it's exciting golf. With 30 guys, when it started the week, we had Bill Haas win, and I think when he won the Tour Championship, he started at 25th or 27th. We had that happen. We had Billy Horschel make that big run and won here to win the FedEx Cup. But all that hard work during the year and the playoffs is for a reason. It gives you a separation. You've earned that. So someone to win from way back has to do something miraculous. And I don't think you're going to see all 4 of the guys that are in the top of the leaderboard now not have good days. I think you've got to count on 2 or 3 of them really playing well.
Well, and I'll go back a week. John Rahm shot 75 in the opening round at Olympia Fields last week, and was frustrated by that at the BMW Championship. Then look what he did on the weekend, 66-64. So it's possible. It's never too late. And again, with strokes-based scoring, you know where you stand. It's pretty simple to figure things out, and any of these players are capable of going out and doing that in the final couple of rounds. If you're one of those golfers still well back of that lead, you'd like to get it started today, Carney.
Absolutely you would, and certainly an opportunity. But again, the further we get along in this golf tournament, the harder it is for some of these players to make up enough ground. Victor Hovland coming off the birdie back at 5, currently 1 under. Good tee shot here at the uphill par 5-6. He's got 233 to this front left hole location. And again, if you missed this, you'd like to leave it out to the right, just like Scotty Scheffler did as Hovland makes contact. This ball headed left, though. There's a deep bunker there that lands left of the bunker and kicks down into the bottom of the bunker. Not a bad lie, but not a lot of green to work with, and the green runs away from Hovland here at the 6th.
Yeah, the bunker's better than the rough, but as you said, not a lot of green to work with. That'll be a very, very difficult up and down. Looks like a double cross, Carn. Looks like he's trying to hit a cut, and immediately he motioned to the marshals to watch out because it was way left, and he'll have his work cut out for him.
Carney?
Oh, no question. You and I both know about hitting that double cross. Now Bryson DeChambeau, good tee shot, 192. An uphill lie as Bryson takes a big swing, sends it up into the air. This ball maybe hang a little bit to the right side. It does, lands above the bunker in the rough on the right-hand side, and that should have kicked down into the bunker. Even though that'll be a longer bunker shot, that will be much easier than the one that Victor Hovland will have here at the 6th. Bryson DeChambeau currently 1 under for the tournament.
And work to do for a lot of golfers to chase down the co-leaders who start the day 13 under. Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm will be paired together again today on a Saturday as we continue our coverage of the Tour Championship Round 2. East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta on PGA Tour Radio.
And with a really good look for birdie, this is 14 feet. Slightly uphill. Starts the day at 5 under par. Putter blade back. Nice pace on this one up to the cup. Come on, that hung left on him. Looks back at his caddy. And that'll be a tap-in par. He's playing along with Tyrrell Hatton, who has hit the best shot I've seen here on this Saturday. Tyrrell's going to have a little tap-in for his birdie. He stuck it nice and tight. And he's going to put the ball down here. A little bit of work left for Hatton to finish up with a birdie.
Yeah, in this group, Bill was mentioning Lanto Griffin. Got to give hats off to Lanto. This is his second time around on the PGA Tour. His first trip to the Tour did not finish in the top 170 on the FedEx Cup. But this year, after getting through by virtue of the Korn Ferry, the playoffs, in the seasonal Korn Ferry, Lanto had a win in Houston. Had every half of his finishes were in the top 25. So he certainly earned his way back here and had a great year.
Bill, back to you.
And Tyrrell Hatton did finish up. That was just a little tap, and that's how good that second shot was here at the first. Remember, yesterday he got off to a great start, got it to 4 under early, ended up shooting a 3 under 67, so that birdie at 1 moves him to 6 under.
Well, 6 under is that group tied for 6, so move made there as we start to get closer and closer with some of these players within striking distance of those co-leaders at 13 under. DJ and John Rahm need something big and need another quick start today on this front nine. Mark Carnevale.
Victor Hovland's only about 35 feet from the hole here at the par 5-6, but he's left of the green. Not a lot of green to work with, and the green runs away. Hovland looking at a spot well left of the flag, lands in the fringe. Now the ball chases past the hole, turns to the right, and that's going to stop outside of 15 feet, maybe closer to 20, 22 feet. Really is about all he could do. Victor Hovland will have a birdie attempt here at the 6 to get it to 2 under.
Yeah, if he can get that up and down, that'll be a good accomplishment. And again, you don't want this hole to go by. This and number 18 play is the easiest holes in the golf course. The only 2 par 5s. It is a par 70, just as a reminder, during the week of the tournament.
Yeah, and those rounds atop the leaderboard yesterday, McIlroy 64, Justin Thomas 66, John Rahm 65, and then DJ hanging on to a piece of the lead with a 67. That was about 5 feet away from a closing birdie that would have given him an opening 66. Karn?
A much easier third shot for Bryson DeChambeau here at the 6th. The green does sit a good 7 feet above him, but he's got plenty of green to work with. The green does slope right to left. Bryson splashes it out, lands it 10 feet short of the hole, hops up, and then stops right at the hole inside 4 feet. DeChambeau will have that birdie putt to get the 2 under here at the 6th.
Yeah, needs to make this and start making a bunch of birdies. We know he plays streaky golf and he can overpower golf courses. One of the disadvantages on this golf course to someone who's exceptionally long is that there are only 2 par 5s. So not sometimes the volatility you've got on a par 72 where maybe you can play the par 5s. And it happens with these guys 5 or 6 under in any given day. Not possible here with only 2 of them.
All right, the rookie Victor Hovland, 1 of 2 in the field this week, is next, Carney.
Yeah, the bunker shot for Victor Hovland a bit closer than I initially thought. It's 13 feet. It's uphill. And as this ball slows down, it should try to go to his left. This for back-to-back birdies for Hovland. The man from Norway in over it, makes contact with the ball, holding the finish. Ball working up the slope and into the bottom. That was a spectacular up and down here at the 6th for Victor Hovland. The birdie here takes him to 2 under.
Yeah, not easy to get it up and down when you short side yourself. I do think the bunker was a giant advantage of being in the rough over there, but still excellent up and down by Hovland.
Colin Morikawa now crouching behind a putt. He's 4 under for birdie at the 4. So Morikawa, part of the mix for PGA Tour Player of the Year coming into the week. 5th in FedEx Cup points to start the week. He's just off the edge of the green, so from the fringe, as he's going to have this putt from outside 40 feet, 45 feet, according to ShotLink, and he is over it, so using putter from the fringe. Going to have to give this a wrap. It's going to break left to right, ball onto the putting surface, rolling cleanly, did not take a hop ball, rolling to the cup. He needs it to turn right toward the cup, inside 5, and it curls off just on the left-hand side. Pretty good speed from where he was. Just didn't quite take the break that he wanted, but good start. It's all pars right now for Morikawa to stay 4 under for the week. Mark Carnevale.
The only real problem with the bunker shot from Bryson DeChambeau was the fact that he's above the hole. This is a downhill 4-footer. Should turn to his left as that ball works down the slope, right to left and in. Good up and down for Bryson. He's back to 2 under with a birdie here at 6.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
Dustin Johnson, Jon Rahm, the co-leaders, a little more than half hour away from their tee times. 13 under for both. Rahm caught DJ with a 65 on Friday. DJ opened up with an opening round 67. So a co-lead to start day 2. Justin Thomas made up some ground with a 66. He's 11 under. Started the week 3 shots back, now 2 behind to begin round 2. He'll be playing with Rory McIlroy alongside today. McIlroy, huge move on day 1, 64 in the opening round for the defending FedEx Cup champion, 9 under now and 4 off the lead. Abraham Answer also shot 64 to match McIlroy's round of the day on Friday. 7 under for Abraham Answer, up into 5th by himself. Tied for 6, Xander Schauffele, Brendan Todd, Sungjae Im, and Webb Simpson just getting things underway. And Tyrrell Hatton picks up one early, so he's now 6 under, tied for 6th as well. Bill?
Webb Simpson, second shot here at the par 4 first. Good tee shot, left him 186 yards, and that's going to come up short of the putting surface, so didn't get it there. Remember, he bogeyed this first hole yesterday, really struggled throughout most of the day, but then finally came back, ended up even par 70. He's going to have to make an up and down now. Webb Simpson will have to stay 6 under.
Our reigning PGA champion, as of a few weeks ago, Colin Morikawa, is even par through 4 holes in round 2. 4 under par for the tournament, tied for 13th. Tony Finau making his 4th straight appearance in the FedEx Cup final event of the year in the playoffs, the Tour Championship, even par through 2. He is 4 under par, tied for 13th. And Patrick Reed, 7th straight year to make the finals of the FedEx Cup playoffs, the Tour Championship. He is even par through 5 in round 2. It puts him +2 for the tournament, and he is tied for 20th.
Path of the PGA Tour, the Corn Ferry Tour in central Illinois this week. Panther Creek Country Club in Springfield for the Lincoln Land Championship, presented by LRS. They are midway through their 3rd round out. Charlie Saxon continues to lead by 2. 17 under, Anders Albertson. 15 under, Brett Druitt. 14 under, sitting 3 shots back. Doug Bell?
South African Albert Pistorius claimed his first victory as a professional Friday, winning the Canada Life Series at TPC Toronto Heathlands course by 1 stroke over a trio of players just outside Toronto. The series was created for members of the Mackenzie Tour, PGA Tour Canada, and others living north of the border after that season was canceled. And Pistorius, he moved to 2nd on the Canada Life Series points list, less than 20 points behind leader Yi Chow.
Well, in this leaderboard with DJ and Jon Rahm in front to start this 2nd round, the Abraham Answer round. And I talked yesterday early. Mark, is the final few players are getting on the course. And, you know, the way things have been and what's been a crazy season so far, not just in golf, but in all sports, maybe the outlier, maybe someone kind of comes back and pulls a big surprise. Abraham Answer was that guy yesterday, the Eagle at 18 to cap off a brilliant 64. He started the week 21st in FedEx Cup points, so well back, and he's going to need to keep playing well, but that's a big jump for him all the way up 16 spots to number 5 to start his day, and he'll be on the course in about 10 minutes playing with the former champ, Xander Schauffele.
That's the same name that jumped out to me, Earl. If you're talking to someone starting way back, you know, he has done everything but win this year. And we know he can putt beautifully when he gets out. We saw that eagle putt he made in the last hole. If he can start that way today, he can put a little pressure on the leaders.
Tyrrell Hatton trying to start birdie. Great opportunity at 2. The par 3 hit it to 8 feet. Just a little left to right bender putt on the way turning, and it caught the right edge. And it went by. Oh, that was a great chance for a birdie start. Can't convert it, so Hatton stays 1 under for the round and 6 under for the week. Bill?
Webb Simpson's second shot here at the first ended up finding the front bunker, greenside bunker. Pins all the way back left, so he's got 89 feet. And these are deep bunkers here. Webb stretching up on his toes to take a look to see where this flag is and his landing point. This comes out low, Yeah, that's going to check up just a little bit. It's left of the flag, and that ball comes to a stop. And Webb, who bogeyed this hole yesterday to start, going to have outside 10 feet for a par here to start in his second round.
Yeah, Webb Simpson is a player I thought would do very well here. He was 3 over par at one time yesterday, but battled back with a 3-under back nine to shoot even. And an interesting trip to the Tour Championship. Webb Simpson had the great multiple win year. He's played beautifully, but he didn't play last week. He skipped one of the 2 previous playoffs, which is quite interesting, so he dropped a little bit. And he's got to get in gear today and can't afford really to drop the shot here in start of round 2.
Well, round 1, we started off yesterday with some birdies in the front 9 for a great day for scoring. The back 9 ended up playing easier than the front, but the front 9 played more than half a shot under par yesterday, 0.6 of a shot under. We've got numbers for all 9 holes in the front right now, only a quarter shot under par so far in round 2, Bill.
Well, Webb Simpson fighting to save his par here at number 1. And he was in the fairway for his second shot. It just came up short. And then the bunker play, he still got 13 feet, talking things over with Paul Tesori here. Meanwhile, his playing partner, Mark Leishman, that had to be a pleasantly surprising round for Mark yesterday. Shot 66. That's 4 under here. And he had really struggled since the return of golf. 8 tournaments, 4 miscuts. Here's the putt by Webb for par. He started walking as soon as he hit it. Didn't reach it there. Taps head in, second day in a row. Simpson makes bogey at the first. He drops to -5.
Well, it's just a reminder of how hard that starting hole is. He has plenty of time. If I'm going to be over par, I'd rather be 1 over par after 1 than I would be 1 over par after 12, because he's got all 17 holes to make something happen. You got to remember that a lot of players, even Dustin Johnson, finished the front 9 yesterday, bogey, still came back with a good round. But he's in that position right there, starting today at 6 under par, that he really needs to shoot. I would think he needs to shoot 5 or 6 under today to keep himself in the story.
Let's go back to Bill again.
And Mark Leishman now with a par putt as well. He was in the right rough, then he was on the left green side bunker, and played to this point now. It's about 12 feet uphill for his 4 up to the cup. Now he started walking. Misses on the left side, so Mark Leishman starts with a bogey at the first. He shot 66 in that opening round, but that bogey drops him to -4.
Yeah, in the same kind of a position as Webb Simpson. Anybody starting today at 6, 7, 8 shots back, they just have got to go low. And one of the ways you shoot a low score is to eliminate bogeys. It's hard to play 18 holes in the PGA Tour without a bogey. You might be surprised, even with great players, how few rounds they have during the year without a bogey. But if you're going to make up ground, you've got to eliminate the errors.
And no one going low right now on a Saturday. Just 7 rounds under par. And most of them are -1, except for Kevin Kisner, 2 under at the turn. So nothing low so far in the front 9 today, with Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, the co-leaders, half an hour away from their tee times 13 under PGA Tour radio coverage of the quest for the Tour's ultimate prize. The FedEx Cup will continue round 2 of the Tour Championship.
How did Callaway make Chrome Soft their most advanced tour ball ever? They stripped the ball and their U.S. factory to the studs and invested to rebuild the plant and reconstruct the new Chrome Soft. It's got a larger dual soft fast core, a new high-speed mantle system, and a thinner urethane cover. This adds up to Callaway's fastest, highest quality, and most consistent tour ball ever. Built for total performance, this ball changes everything. Get Chrome Soft golf balls today at CallawayGolf.com.
The entire NFL family is committed to conversations and actions that move us toward a more equal and just tomorrow. Inspire Change showcases how NFL players, clubs, and the league are joining together to ensure that access to opportunity is a reality for all, and to create progress in police community relations, criminal justice reform, and education and economic advancement. Learn more about these efforts at NFL.com/inspirechange.
Indeed knows a lot of small businesses took a hit recently and are busy trying to figure out plans for the future. So if you're hiring, it means finding the right people is more critical than ever before. Indeed will help you find the quality candidates you need while only paying for what you need. Claim your $75 credit to get more quality candidates fast when you post your first job at Indeed.com/high impact. That's Indeed.com/high impact. Terms and conditions apply.
At Sure Payroll, small business is our business. We started 20 years ago with a mission to serve America's small businesses, and that mission is even more critical in these uncertain times. Whatever your situation, help is here, and we've updated our product to support you in taking advantage of the economic relief offer from the CARES Act and the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. Sure Payroll is standing by to get you set up with 1 month free payroll. Call 844-SURE-PAYROLL. That's 844-787-3729, or visit surepayroll.com. Let's get through this together.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal.
Atlanta, Georgia, home to 5 major professional sports franchises: the Hawks in the NBA, the Dream, WNBA, NFL's Falcons, the Braves, and Major League Baseball, and Atlanta United FC of Major League Soccer. Also home, longtime home for the Tour Championship to decide a FedEx Cup champion again this week. East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta for the second round of the FedEx Cup playoff finale, with Dustin Johnson and John Rahm, our co-leaders, to start day 2 at 13 under par. The Tour Championship was first played at East Lake in 1998, and since 2004 has been the exclusive home. It was now the final event in the FedEx Cup playoffs, and a winner out west is our analyst this week, former Tour champion. Won it at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. Our Mark McCumber alongside, and going to welcome maybe a new member to the Tour Championship family. Could be, if it's some of the guys that are near the top of the leaderboard, could be guys who have won it before. McIlroy certainly now in the mix, chasing third FedEx Cup title mark, and we're getting close to some of those closer to the lead, getting on the golf course now for Saturday.
Yeah, throughout the history of this tournament, and I'm glad it's found a home here at East Lake. There have been some great golf courses played to decide the Tour Championship, but now the Tour Championship tournament decides the FedEx Cup winner, and that's the ultimate prize in golf. All year long, these guys are trying to win that. And historic, I say, about East Lake Golf Club, don't forget, if you're just tuning in or maybe you haven't listened closely through the years, this is the home of Bobby Jones. Grew up across the street, started playing here at age 6. You can only imagine the history here on this golf course, and whoever wins this week will be part of that history, and that's a nice accomplishment.
Part of our coverage this week, also a longtime sportscaster for Fox Sports and ESPN, Doug Bell.
Here at number 1, this 471-yard uphill par 4, tough hole. Brendan Todd at 6 under par puts his drive in the left-hand rough. Guessing game over there, 201 yards to the hole. Brendan lashes at that one in the deep rough, winds up short of the green, then one hops into the left greenside bunker. We'll have to get up and down to stay at 6 under, Brendan Todd.
Yeah, Doug Bell mentioned a tough starting hole, and it is 471 yards uphill. Now it is playing almost a quarter of a stroke over par, the second hardest hole on the golf course so far. The fourth hole, which is also 470 today, is playing the hardest hole. So out of the box, you've got the second hardest, the 8th hardest, the 9th, and the first hardest so far. And obviously that'll change as the day goes on and players get spread out on the whole golf course. But this start on hole number 1 is an eye-opener. You've got to be ready and to go. You can't work your way into the round here at East Lake.
Doug, right back to you again.
Sung J.M. finds the center of the fairway here at number 1. Sung J has 180 yards to go. Back left hole location. Hole's cut on a little perch in that back left-hand corner. Unusual green that sits at an angle for these players. It's just tough all the way around. And here comes the uphill second shot for Sung J.M. That ball will land in the right center of the green, then bound forward. He'll have an uphill putt outside 35 feet for birdie. Sung J.M. is 6 under par.
That's a popular place on the first hole to leave your opening shot. Out to the right, the safest place. I think you're going to find when the players are playing, we noticed it of the two leaders yesterday with Rahm and McIlroy, most of their misses were to the fat part of the green. Always giving themselves a little bit of insurance, because when you short side yourself here at East Lake, it's going to be difficult to get it up and down.
Well, it's difficult to get anything going today. As we went to break, I mentioned the scoring mark. Only one player, more than 1 under par. It's Kevin Kisner, 2 under. He's now through 10. But nothing low right now in the front 9, which is playing right around even par so far.
Earl, that's a difference, too. Remember, yesterday, it seemed like a lot of players got off to fast starts. A lot of players making birdies early, not the case today. This course has got plenty of teeth, and it's not done with length. It can be stretched out to over 7,300 yards, which is not long by today's modern standards. But the very fact that there's a big difference of 73 and change in a par 70 and, 73 and change in a par 72. So that actually makes that 7,300 plus yards play longer than it says.
Back to Doug Bell.
Well, Earl, Sung J.M. is only 22 years old. What a bright future, the young man who won the Honda Classic. Did have a little bit of a slump here at the end of the season, but he is a young guy who took no days off during the 91-day shutdown. Played and or practiced for up to 5 to 6 hours per day. I mean, he is the epitome of a professional golfer. Long birdie try now uphill for Sung J.M. to get to 7 under par. One last glance and now slow back, and the putter sends it on the way, climbing the hill, and that'll still come up about 3 feet short. So Sung J will throw down the mark. A little work to do to stay at 6 under par out here at number 1.
That's been the work ethic he has had from the very beginning, Doug. He played all the time on the Korn Ferry Tour when he dominated that tour a couple of years ago. This is his second Tour Championship appearance. Guess what? 22 years old. I mean, we talked about, you talked, Earl, about the age average coming down to under 30. And Ryan Palmer is the oldest at 43 by 7 years. There seems to be a real shift and where the best players are coming from.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while on the PGA Tour in the game of golf in general, and this year, you're right, 29.33 the scoring average, the age average for the top 30 players in the field this week, which is the youngest average in the 14-year history of the FedEx Cup playoff era, Doug.
Well, the future is incredibly bright for the PGA Tour. So exciting to watch these young men blossom, and man, are they good. I mean, I tell people all the time, these are the best guys on the planet, and when I get to watch them every day, it's something special. Brendan Todd, what a comeback story he's been. 13 feet now for par save here at 1. The downhill putt on the way, tracking to the hole and into the bottom. Boy, is he a good putter or what? Brendan Todd salvages the par to stay 6 under.
The putter, for some of you old enough to remember this, you don't think about it with computers now typing letters and all. He's like whiteout in the days that I grew up. You can just cover an error with whiteout and type over it. He does that with his putter. I mean, it's going to show up as a 4. No one's going to realize he made a crucial 13-footer, and he does it all the time, did it all year long, along with a very, he doesn't overpower any golf course, and he's one of the best players in the world.
Now, just a few minutes away from 2 of the top 4 getting on the golf course, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy. Great day, and they'll be paired together right up ahead of Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm. So close to those atop the leaderboard, getting their second rounds underway as we continue coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs on PGA Tour Radio.
Synovus is the bank of here. Here is where roots run deep and familiar faces welcome you home. Here's a place that keeps getting better with time because every generation leaves it better than the way they found it. And here's where our bankers are helping turn ideas into business realities because they understand what it means to be from here. It's where we smile when we see our customers and where they smile back. Synovus, the bank of here. Synovus, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your golf ball is the most technologically advanced, or it's not. Your golf ball is either the most consistent, or it's not. It's the most trusted, or it's not. The fact is, it's either Titleist, the best performing golf ball in the world, or it's not. Prove it for yourself. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. What will you play? Have
you dreamt about going to the Players' Championship and seeing the world's best golfers take on iconic TPC Sawgrass? Enter the Golf Breaks by PGA Tour sweepstakes, and that dream could become a reality. Golf Breaks by PGA Tour is offering the chance for 2 people to go to the Players next March, including 3 nights accommodation with Saturday and Sunday passes to the tournament. Enter at theplayers.com/contest. You could be watching the best players in the world at TPC Sawgrass. Enter today at theplayers.com/contest.
Fans, want a chance to be featured in the FedEx Cup Playoffs telecast?
Here we go.
FedEx Cup Playoffs are here, and while we miss seeing you on site, we don't want to miss you celebrating at home.
Absolutely perfect.
Show us your best excitement tweets and use hashtag FedEx Cup for a chance for your tweets to have a front row seat. Make sure to tune in to the FedEx Cup Playoffs to the Tour Championship. For more information, visit PGAtour.com/FedEx Cup Gallery.
Here at number 1, just a moment ago, Sung J M. He rolled in a 4-footer to salvage his par to stay at 6 under, and now Abraham answered with the green cleared. 190 yards. He's over on the left side. Ball is in the rough. Actually, he is in the fairway. He's standing in the rough, and here comes his second shot. Appears to be a good one. Lands in the center of the green, takes a big bounce towards the hole. Excellent shot, Abraham Answer. Past the pin on the right side. He'll have about 5 or 6 feet. What a shot for Abraham Answer here at 1.
No, Earl, you mentioned Abraham Answer to keep your eye on him. He finished, don't forget, with a lengthy putt yesterday for Eagle. That's the best second shot we've seen on one so far today.
Yeah, and he had that 64, which matched McIlroy, and made up a bunch of ground from 21st to 5th in one day. Going to have to keep it going, but that's a great start for him, Doug Bell.
Yeah, no doubt. Xander Schauffele will be next, 170 yards to go. The X-Man, who Mark Montgomery yesterday said, we don't talk about this guy nearly enough. I don't know why. Now, he doesn't have a win this season, but it seems like he's always lurking. And here comes his shot. Schauffele watches this play land over in the right corner of the green, and then it stays right there. So he's outside 25 feet, but a birdie try coming up for Xander Schauffele here, number 1.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Xander Schauffele, he demands your attention by the way he plays. He kind of does it under the radar.
Brendan Todd, after that great putt at 1, tee shot underway at number 2, first par 3 of the day, right at it, hits below the hole, rolling to the cup, and catches the edge and rolls by a couple of feet, almost the ace for Brendan Todd, as that one caught a piece of the cup rolling by. I'm thinking from a couple of feet away, 2 or 3 feet, he's going to make that one to get on the board for a birdie at 2.
But Earl, from our angle, it looked like it couldn't miss. High side of the hole, breaking down like a putt, and just rolled by.
Well, that's a great way to start the day. Colin Morikawa, by the way, in this front 9, he's had a couple of birdie tries go awry, but just made one at the 5th hole, a 15-footer for him. So he's on the board now, 1 under for the round, and 5 under for the tournament. Still a lot of ground to make up for the PGA champion, but now we're getting some of these late starters on the course trying to make a move, and a couple of players look like they're going to.
Mark Leishman hitting his second shot into number 3, the short par 4, a wedge from the middle of the fairway, high in the air. Ball lands just short of the hole, releasing down to the hole. Oh my goodness, he holed it out. Mark Leishman, a eagle too. Wow, what a second shot. That takes him to 6 under par. He's been very dormant in his golf. Nothing happening since the restart, but what a time to come alive and wake up.
I'll tell you, that's a way to bounce back from a 1-over start. Leishman from the fairway, from long distance, knocks one in. We almost had 2 hole-outs there, back-to-back in the span of a couple of minutes, with Brendan Todd nearly acing the second, and Leishman gets one to drop. Now, second hole, Sung J M. Saw what Brendan Todd did, his golf ball in the air, being aggressive, taking a similar line. He hits it right next to the cup, and that hits and stops. And that's 5-foot range. So we have 2 close ones, him and Brendan Todd, for a couple of birdies there at the second.
Another great shot by Sung J M. As you look at those 2 balls in the green, if you were a spectator just walking up to this hole, you would have thought those are 2 chip shots and not the tee shots on a lengthy par 3. Excellent tee shots.
And doing what they have to. Mark, we mentioned that these players who are, within striking distance of the lead, with the way John Rahm and Dustin Johnson played yesterday, both shooting good rounds, you're going to have to make something happen here to stay in touch and to try to make up a little ground on a day where those 2 are going to go out and share the lead, and that's 13 under par right now.
Yeah, you've got those four players that are within 4 shots of each other, 13 and 13, Rahm and Johnson, Thomas and McIlroy 11 and 9 respectively. So the Abraham Answers and all these other guys, the Mark Leishmans, they need to go hard, and they're trying to do it. We're seeing some great golf.
I'll tell you, a couple guys are going to try hard, and they did yesterday. Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy. What a great penultimate pairing today. The top 4 players in the world are the top 4 on the leaderboard right now. DJ and Rahm in a share, and now Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy side by side. Some major firepower in this group as they get set to start things. And Justin Thomas, the former FedEx Cup champ, begins his day 11 under, 2 off the lead. Mark Carnevale.
Absolutely, and what wind there is are a little bit off the left, maybe a little helping. There are 2 bunkers, fairway bunkers, in play along the left-hand side. 295 to the first one on the left, and then 330 by the second one. Ideally, you'd like this maybe center of the fairway, maybe right center, as Justin Thomas makes contact, quickly down to pick up the tee. This ball lands in the fairway and chases up past that first bunker, almost to the end of it, but in the left side of the fairway. That's a good tee shot.
Yeah, it is a good tee shot. There is a boundary here, Carney, as you know, to the left. We have seen players through the years, but not many, put it over there up against the fence, but not really a problematic hole, straightaway tee shot.
And Rory on the tee now. Carney, back to you.
Yeah, obviously Rory wants to improve on his fairways hit. Only 6 in the opening round, but still that 6 under par. 64, he's quickly down to pick up his tee after he makes contact. This lands middle of the fairway and chases up to the right center. Both really good tee shots. That ball about 10 yards ahead of Justin Thomas.
Yeah, if I had to give the edge, I'd give it to Rory only because the right center of the fairway will be a better angle, the back left hole location, but both, as Carney said, in a really good position.
Okay. Let's go to the green there, 1, Doug Bell.
Up here at number 1, Xander Schauffele 2-putted from 30 feet for his par to stay at 6 under. And now Abraham Answer 6 feet for opening birdie after a 64 yesterday. Answer, rhythmic stroke, sends it up at the hole. A no doubt as it falls to the bottom. And Abraham Answer is 8 under par. Look out.
Look out is right. That's exactly what someone in Abraham Answer's position has to do. Got to get out to a quick start. You can't let these guys get any further away. You want to put a little bit of pressure before they tee off, which is going to happen quickly now.
Yeah, so you got to make your move quickly. Gets one at the first, and obviously about what Brendan Todd Sungjae Im just did at number 2, the par 3. That's an attackable hole location at that early par 3 today. So Answer, who made up a lot of ground with a 64 yesterday, tough to follow those up, but not a bad start. Early birdie there, 1, and a good-looking way to start the round as he is now 8 under and only 5 shots back. Look, Abraham Answer, to start the week, he was at 1 under par. He was one of those players in the 21 to 25 group. So 9 shots off the lead to start this week. And it's a guy that's made up a lot of ground quickly in just over a day now. Answer on the move again.
Yeah, his first 2 tries on the PGA Tour, 190th his first time in the FedEx Cup standings he finished, 60th the second year, but the last 2 years he's been here at Eastlake. So with that experience and the maturity, looking for a breakthrough win, it would be a dramatic way to do it, but the same is true with Tony Finau.
And Answer coming off that great birdie at 1 on the tee now, second hole. The par 3, 179 today, front right hole location. And attackable for a lot of players. Not much wind. Ball in the air. Needs to work a little further right. That's deep in the back portion of the green. That's outside 30 feet. So for him, it's going to take a long distance putt to go birdie. Birdie not as close as Im and Brendan Todd were just a moment ago.
Yeah, the way he putts, so I don't think he minds that. Just give yourself putts. Give yourself putts. It's not a difficult putt. If you take this flag stick on, the hole on, you've got to put that bunker in play or it'll go right at it. And he elected either pulled it or elected to go to a little safer line.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
Once again, it's a leaderboard full of players trusting Titleist, with 70% of the field relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the number one ball in golf. And just a few minutes away from the co-leaders, Dustin Johnson and John Rahm, getting on the course for their second rounds, 13 under par, is the lead. 2 up on Justin Thomas, who's just starting things off with Rory McIlroy in the penultimate pair. Thomas, 11 under par. Rory, 9 under and 4 shots back. Abraham Answer, that birdie pickup at 1, has him now -8 and 5 off the lead. Brendan Todd made his birdie at that second hole, a 3-footer, so he's to 7 under. Sung Jae Im, though, missed his 7-footer, so he remains at -6, tied for 7th with Mark Leishman, Tyrrell Hatton, and Xander Schauffele. Im in that group tied for 7, 6 under and 7 back.
Yeah, Colin Morikawa, the young player with already a couple wins on tour, and the reigning PGA champion, 1 under par through 6 holes today, 5 under for the tournament, and that puts him in a tie for 11th. A former U.S. Open champion and Players champion, Webb Simpson, skipped last week's playoff event. I don't know if that's affected his form, but Webb Simpson is 2 over par for the day, struggling a bit through 3 holes, 4 under par for the tournament, tied for 13th.
To Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas from the left side of the fairway here in the very first hole, uphill approach, 178 yards. That hole back in that left-hand corner. And JT watching as this flies to the sky and lands right up by the hole and now rolls past the hole on the right side and just short of the back edge. And he'll have a decent look just outside 10 feet. Justin Thomas trying to roll that in to get to 12 under par right out of the gates.
Boy, aggressive out of the gates from that left side of the fairway, took dead aim, challenged that left hole location, and went right across the hole, Carney. Good start. Now Rory from a good position at the fairway, Carn.
Yeah, a little better angle, 166, but you just cannot go long here. As McIlroy makes contact, this ball working up towards the screen. He's bending down to look at this right on line. Lands on top of the little ridge, short and left of the hole, and just sticks right there. Maybe it landed just in the upslope of that. As it is, he'll have inside 18 feet for a birdie chance for McIlroy here at the first.
Yeah, both players taking dead aim. Justin Thomas just past the hole. Rory McIlroy just short. Clearly, they are coming out trying to really do something special. Nothing conservative about either one of those approach shots.
No, they want to make a move. Those two guys, and you're talking about 2 FedEx Cup champions, and McIlroy, the defending FedEx Cup champion, a 2-time FedEx Cup winner. They want to put some pressure on the guys behind them who are about to tee off. Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, both chasing their first FedEx Cup title. Obviously, first FedEx Cup wins at East Lake as well, looking to win for the first time at the Tour Championship. What you have to do now to win the FedEx Cup title, it's a second year of strokes-based scoring, deciding the Tour Championship. So it's all one nice, neat little package at the end of the final round on Monday. You win the tournament, you win the Tour Championship, you win the FedEx Cup as well.
Now, Earl, I have to say, when we announced this stroke-based scoring, as you said, the way they weight the field, you come into the tournament under par in relationship to how you played during the year. You kind of get spotting. You spot the field some shots. Well, I didn't understand how this is going to work and how it's better. But now that we've done it, it's so much easier for us and the fans, and I'm a fan, to follow it now. It's almost like it's a 5-day tournament to me. And the first day, here's what you shot. Dustin shot 10 under, and that's where he starts into day 2. Once I got that in my mind, it makes all the sense in the world. So now it's very easy to follow. We don't need a calculator to see how everybody's doing.
And the 2 co-leaders get on the course in 60 seconds.
Next week, the season-long points race for the FedEx Cup begins anew with the Safeway Open from the North Course at Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa. Live play-by-play coverage begins next Thursday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Remember, you can always listen free on a computer or mobile device at pgatour.com/live audio or via the Tour's official iPhone, iPad, and Android apps.
Whether you're competing in your club championship, teeing it up with your friends, or getting in a late nine with the kids, your time on the golf course is truly special. You can post your career low, make your first birdie, or simply hit a shot you'll never forget. That's why it's always worth it to play the best golf ball you can play. The Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. After all, your game is worth it. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf.
Final group just about to hit tee shots at the first hole. They are the co-leaders, Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, the first two winners in these FedEx Cup playoffs. Played alongside of each other on Friday, played well with John Rahm making up a couple of shots on DJ, so they are paired again for Saturday and the second round, and they're getting set to go, Bill Brzezinski.
Yeah, and DJ is going to go first, and let's see if he was listening to himself yesterday. Remember, he told us in his post-round interview, I need to hit more fairways. He only hit 5 yesterday. Still able to shoot that 67, 3 under par. And has chosen driver here at the first. Is playing 471 yards, and it's an uphill tee shot, and then an uphill second. DJ makes contact, reaches down to pick up the tee. That's usually a good sign, right down the middle of the fairway. Bing Crosby sang about that, right? Hit the ball down the middle.
Right
well,
down
he
the
did
middle.
It. He liked that song.
Not bad. That's what he did yesterday to start things off, and struggled late to hit fairways. And John Rahm really never was able to pull it together. It's just amazing. I brought this up earlier that he was able to shoot 65 in the opening round, Bill, hitting only 3 of 14 fairways.
Yeah, 3 fairways, 14 greens, and of course put on a display with the flat stick and ready to rock and roll here at the first. He has also chosen driver to start off this second round here at East Lake. Big Spaniard right now tied for the lead with DJ as leaders go off on a Labor Day finish. Looks like he may have started this out a little left. No, that's fine. That's going to be in the right edge of the fairway and almost the same distance as Dustin Johnson. Now, the big thing today, guys, yesterday they had the same color shirt, same color pants, like kind of like a light blue shirt with stripes, dark blue pants, white hats. Now, they have different builds, but they're big guys, and from a distance, you really had to strain to see who was hitting. Not the problem today. DJ's got a white shirt, looks like gray pants. I'm watching him walk off the tee, and Rahm's looks to be in like a dark blue today, so no issues there.
Yeah, both players, they were wearing similar clothes, as Bill said. Rahm obviously stockier, but they are both powerful. You know, both DJ is a great athlete, period, not just in golf. So to see those two physical talents come together like we've seen last week and again yesterday and now again, we're treated to a pretty special thing that 3 straight rounds now they've played together. 2 at the most important conclusion of the year to determine the ultimate prize in golf, the FedEx Cup. Who's going to come up with it? Or is someone going to come running up from behind like an Abraham Answer and steal this thing from him?
And we have got 4 pretty good players in that first hole right now, Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas has 14 feet for an opening birdie here in number 1. His shadow is right behind the ball. JT got hot with the putter at the end of round 1. The stroke sends it on the way up at the hole and just stays out there on the right side. So good effort, and he will walk up and tap that in for the 2-putt par. Justin Thomas stays at 11 under.
Solid par there on number 1.
Second hole, Abraham Answer 2-putted from 35 feet for his par. Xander Schauffele, though, former Tour champion, rolled one in at 2. He's birdied that par 3 back-to-back days now. And Xander Schauffele, man, he always plays well at this tournament, doing it again. He's 7 under now for the week. Carney?
Rory McIlroy has a bit of a tougher putt here at the first for birdie than Justin Thomas had. This one right on top of the ridge, so it's going to be downhill, and it's going to turn pretty hard left to right once it slows, as McIlroy sends it on the way and never had it on line. As that ball comes up short and to the right, so a par here at the first for McIlroy. He remains at 9 under.
Yeah, the big key for McIlroy, he mentioned yesterday that he made some putts. If he's putting well, you've got to make him a favorite. The question is, will he hold putts again today? That wasn't certainly one that you expect to make every time, but wasn't the best of rolls. It'll be important, I think, to see if Rory can hit some good putts early, hole a few putts early, which seems to make the cup feel a little bit bigger as a player as the day goes on.
Now, some of these players up ahead, Mark, are trying to put some pressure on him. Brendan Todd coming off that great tee shot at 2 and an easy birdie. He hit it to 5.5 feet. And just made another one at 3. So the big par save from 12 feet at 1. Now back-to-back birdies. And Brendan Todd, 2 under in the rounds now to -8. Let's go to Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas on the tee now at the par 3 second, 179 yards uphill approach shot coming for him. And if you look across the street, they've removed the shrubs. You can see the house that Bobby Jones actually lived in as a kid. And, of course, this is where he got his first hole-in-one. History is just dripping off the pine trees around here at Eastlake Golf Club. Justin Thomas sends his tee shot into the sky, and watching it now down onto the green, bounces once and then rolls out past the hole on the left side. And again, a good look will be coming up just around 20 feet for Justin Thomas here at number 2.
Yeah, this place is dripping with history. You're right, Doug Bell. I first came here as an amateur in the early 70s for the sectional qualifying to a U.S. Open. And no, the course had not been, revived like it has been over the last 25, 30 years. It was a little bit in disrepair, but still to walk into that clubhouse and see the Bobby Jones artifacts, I know it got me all excited. And I think the players all respect the history of being able to walk down these fairways.
Bill Rosinski to you.
And Dustin Johnson playing first from the left side of the fairway here at number 1. He had 175 yards, and immediately upon contact, you could see the shoulders slump. He was not pleased with the shot. It leaked to the right. It's on the putting surface, but it's a good 50 feet away from this back left hole location. So we'll see what John Rahm can do. He's about 3 yards closer.
Yeah, it appears he was trying to swing it, draw in there to the back hole location, use all that open side of the green and just kind of blocked it out a bit. Good news is it's missed in the right spot there.
All right, John Rahm stepping in now, Bill.
Ready to go. The Spaniard, 25 years old, 5 wins on the PGA Tour, including last week with that playoff. He's got 172 yards and has chosen 8-iron uphill second to a back left hole location. Holds the follow through, and this ball is going to land. Boy, that just landed on the front of the green. My goodness, both players in good spots in the fairway and can't even get it really close. So long birdie tries coming up at 1.
Yeah, when I hear Bill, reminding us he's 25, I think of that similarity to me that they are dog years. 1 year for a dog is longer than an actual year. I think John Rahm is one of those players has golf years. He may be 25, but he's playing like he's 35.
It seems like he's been around forever. I mean, going back to his college days. Up ahead, let's go to Doug Bell.
Well, it was not a good tee shot here at the par 3 second for Rory McIlroy. Found the left green side bunker. Has 63 feet green well above him, some 8 feet above him. He does have plenty of green to work with. As he splashes it out on line, ball chases up, and it's going to stop short of the hole location. That'll be inside 7 feet for Rory McIlroy, trying to make his par here at the second to stay at 9 under.
Yeah, we mentioned he putted well yesterday. I think this is a very important putt. Not that it's going to determine the entire tournament, but I think it'll determine whether he gets the putter rolling today. And even if he doesn't make it, he needs to hit a good putt here to establish something after that poor attempt on number 1 for birdie.
He's fighting for par. Justin Thomas looking for a birdie, Doug. Now to you.
On the green here at number 2, Justin Thomas. Another good look, 19 feet away for birdie. His shadow curls around the backside of the ball. Barely drew that putter back. Slick putt moving from left to right. Up at the hole. Gave it some knee bend and just cut right in front of the cup. He is knocking on the door time and time again. Was second in proximity after yesterday averaging 25 feet was great. So just another par for Justin Thomas, and he remains 11 under.
Well, the good news is you're not giving shots back to the field with pars. You know you're going to make some birdies during the day. And so, not a bad start at all.
All right, big par saver early in the day for Rory, Mark Carnevale.
Yeah, that bunker shot for Rory McIlroy here at the second got to 4.5 feet. He was 1 of 2 in sand saves yesterday as that one catches the left lip and drops. So good up and down for McIlroy here at the second. He remains at 9 under.
That's a big one. I really think that's a big one. Momentum stays fine.
Well, he mentioned the putter yesterday being a big key, and he said, I've been pretty happy with the ball striking last couple of weeks, and when that putter starts coming around for him, which it has, 6th in strokes gained putting for the week, McIlroy a big make there to open it with a couple of pars, stay -9, stay 4 back.
Yeah, everything. Again, don't forget the start of this golf course. These first 2 holes are 2 of the, challenging holes. I think by the hole being shortened today on number 2, the par 3, the hole location is pretty good over to the right. But by it being a short hole, that can play 230 today. It's only playing, 179. Not that hard of a hole, but still, par is fine.
Back at 1, a couple of long putts for DJ and Rahm, the co-leaders, Bill.
Yeah, 50 feet for Dustin Johnson and John Rahm, 46 feet. I know that's not what either were thinking when they got to their tee shots at 1, both in the fairway and looking pretty good. But we'll see what DJ can do from long range. Dustin made 89 feet worth of putts in his opening round, and I know people have talked about this, the guys who cover the tour, broadcasting, radio, and TV, about this duo, Austin, his caddy, his brother, and DJ studying the line, both separately, and then they kind of converge back at the mark, and they go, okay, what do you think? And it has turned out to